Hey, 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 hey.
So no theme music tonight.
We don't have no theme music because
We're
we're
in
in
our
our mobile studio this evening. Um, but we welcome you to another voyage. We are on a voyage. Um, we are again in our mobile studio this evening. So give us a few minutes to get adjusted.
Let us know what the sound sounds like.
Yeah, let us know
Do
what we
you
look
hear
like.
all the colors of the wind?
Yep, you can hear everything. Is it too noisy with all the air? Everything that's happening. So, but welcome to another at the helm with Kelly and Wayne. She's driving co-pilot
10 and 2. My hands are 10 and 2.
10 and 2. So, again, we are grateful to be here. Grateful for you to come in, make yourself at home, get comfortable. You can ride with us for the next couple of hours.
We'll still 1 hour.
I figured that we could do it a little longer. We don't got nothing else to do this.
Still 1 hour. We always got something to do.
I got you. Oh, my camera keeps flopping over here with you driving.
And I am actually ready to pull over
Okay.
because
How's everybody been this week? How's everybody doing?
something's happening in the back seat, so I need to get out and fix it.
Oh, so intense.
So, but y'all stay tuned.
Stay tuned. So this is live
Wayne will
TV.
carry it.
This is what happens when we're live. We adjustments live.
Yes, we do.
So
Because I can't take this.
our driver is making some changes. Driver is doing some shifting. So again, hope the connection is okay. Hope the connection is good. But how's everybody doing this evening? How's everybody hanging in there this week? Hope everybody has fared well. The weather this week, the storms that have been throughout the state, the nation, all over. So we hope everyone has been safe this week. Hope she fixes her situation. Maybe that's got it. We'll know in a few minutes. Guess what?
So the culprit was Wayne has a bag of waters. He put a lot of bottles of water in a bag, and they were rubbing up against each other, making this squeaky noise like fingernails on a chalkboard. So I moved it further back, so maybe I don't hear it, but we'll see.
Is it squeaky bottles or is it fingers on chalkboard?
It's squeaky. I need people to understand because
what
squeaky bottles might not paint the perfect picture. But those bottles are rubbing against each other.
They were
making this sharp, shrill noise.
They were just like fingernails on the chalkboard.
Yes.
Got it. I guess that's one, and I'm not happy that I can't hear, but I guess that's one benefit. Some things like that don't.
And now I'm moving further back. I may have to stop again because I can still hear it.
You can still hear it?
I don't. Why did you do that?
Why did you do that? I mean, I wanted some water.
Okay.
I didn't have nothing else to put them in.
Okay. Oh, so I don't know. Maybe.
We're gonna sound just like them, so we have to get the disclaimer. What's the disclaimer? We don't own the rights to this music.
Copyright to
this music because it's gonna sound just like us, like us. But do you know what today is?
I know what today is.
Today is actually our anniversary. So we're on the road. I'm taking
no sound effects because we're on the road.
No sound effects. Oh, I got them. Right here. Yay! Taking my queen to see the Queen's tour. And
everybody don't need to know where.
We got
stalkers.
I was just going to say, somewhere that's not.
But it ain't hard to figure out.
It ain't going to be in Willow Springs.
It's not hard to figure out.
But we are going to see the Queen. We're going to see
the
Patty.
Queens are, yep.
Patty, Stephanie Mills, Shaka Khan, and Gladys Knight.
And Gladys Knight.
Hope the Pips will be there.
They're probably not.
Um,
Oh,
so
there's a Wawa coming right there. Did you know Wawa
Wawa,
was coming?
yeah, don't get caught up in the Wawas.
Yeah.
Wawa is nothing but a glorified Sheets. But yeah,
I wouldn't even call it glorified if the experience we had. It's just
yeah, it's not all that.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's our anniversary.
Oh, did
so
I miss
we're
my
going
turn?
to celebrate 32 years.
32.
So we are grateful and thankful for 32 years of wedded bliss.
Absolutely.
So
Grab those.
I heard
Grab those.
someone, I heard someone one time say that, they've been happily married for, they were happily married for 5
They
10
married for 32
years,
years.
but they're happily for 5 or 6. That's not my testimony. 32 wonderful years. Thank you for all you do and who you are. Appreciate you.
Same.
Huh?
Same. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be turning. Am I supposed to be turning?
I think you are. Yes.
All right.
So we're not good.
I mean, I have it so I can hear it,
multitasking.
but you got it turned down so I can't hear it.
Yeah, multitasking. We don't want nobody to know where we're going. So we don't want nobody.
I mean, this just say turn right.
We don't
left.
know nobody to follow us on the GPS. So, yeah. So the last time we took our show on the road, we were headed to DC a couple years ago to a rally in DC, the Mass Moral Gathering in DC. So this time we're headed in a different direction. I'm gonna miss my tail where we're going.
A little further south.
A little further south, little under DC. So, but we are looking forward to a good time, nice concert. Concert's actually tomorrow night, so we're going down a little early so we can rest, relax, kind of have a day of relaxation. But again, I'm grateful to celebrate this anniversary with my bestest friend, the one who knows me more than better and than anyone, and still puts up with it, and still here. So I am thankful and grateful for your patience and your grace and mercy, your kindness,
My grace and mercy.
your beautifulness, just everything that you are.
Thank you so much.
Everything that you are.
Can I just say ditto?
Traded nothing in the world.
Nothing. Wouldn't take nothing for my journey right
Wouldn't take nothing. Not one thing.
So yeah, to all of you thinking about these people thinking about getting married, have a phone call coming in. I don't know if she knows.
Put her on the line. She's on the show. Let her know she's live. We got a call in. Welcome to Kelli and
you ain't on.
Welcome to At the Helm with Kelli and Wayne. You're live.
Yeah, I am. It's podcast night.
Yep, and you live on the show. How are you doing?
No, but if you at my house, it's in the mailbox.
Oh, okay then.
Are you at my house?
Yeah, I'm back out.
Okay. Did you go to the door?
No, didn't look like nobody was here. I don't see no light.
She still ain't said nothing to all the millions of fans.
Oh, so say hello. We're actually live right now. Say hi. Say hi to the people at the Helm land.
Hello, everybody.
Everybody knows who that is.
Everybody knows who that
if
is.
you don't know, it's on shame.
That's on shame.
All right. So yeah, it's in the mailbox. I only found one, so I didn't find the other one.
Okay, help us. You need to find out. Okay.
I'll look for it when I get back.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep, Tanya, that was Aunt Shane, the infamous Aunt Shane, the only one that we can tell. Hey, we got a podcast from 8 to 9 this Thursday that will call at 8:15 and say, "What are you doing?" But we're grateful for her checking in on us. She has been another great supporter. And can I say I love your family too?
Go ahead.
Yeah, just I hit it big. I hit it big. Not only got a wonderful wife, but got a good in-law family that I couldn't ask for no better. They good. That's all the way around. I did good. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that ain't everybody, but show is man.
Turn on
I wouldn't trade it.
Jerry Springer or who we watching these days.
I mean, they make up that stuff. They make up that stuff.
So
So
get on Facebook then. Check in
yeah,
with some of your friends.
they're not real neither. They some. But any other anniversaries this month? Any other people celebrating anniversaries this year?
Or birthdays.
Birthdays. Yeah, it's a busy first part of the year for us.
Taurus is it? Where y'all at?
Yeah. Why don't they have I guess it doesn't. Zodiac signs don't really line up when you get married, but
What do you mean?
I mean they got zodiac signs for when you're born, but they don't have one for anniversaries. For like two people coming together.
I mean, I guess you would celebrate the same. Is it even still Taurus season? I don't know. It's kind of late, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wherever you follow the map, that's what your marriage is. So
Yeah.
We raising fools in the china shop.
Yep. But we are, yeah, it's a busy first part of the year with birthdays in January, birthdays in February, Valentine's Day in February. We get a little break in March. And then April rolls around, the whole month of
30
April.
days.
And then really the whole month of May, another birthday with anniversary. And then June's another birthday. July's another birthday. So we get a little break in August, September. October's another birthday. And we're back around Christmas, and it's never ending.
And we start all over again.
Never stops. So what's happening in everyone's world? Again, we are on the road. If you're just checking in, tuning in, we're in our mobile studio this evening. Headed down this highway, headed out on a little celebration, celebrating our anniversary. If you would love to send us something, I'll put our cash app in the. I mean, if a lady can raise $1 million for being racist,
Right.
I mean, can we just raise enough money to go to dinner
Her only claim
for
to
being
fame to that money is for calling a little 5-year-old autistic boy on the playground a racial slur?
Yeah.
Several times.
And the whites came out and supported and gave $1 million. Just terrible. We have this is of course it's kind of always been like that. It's just now being exposed and showing up more because there's social media. But there was some GoFundMe's for folks that were doing lynchings and beatings and killings back in the 60s and 40s and 30s. They just didn't call them GoFundMe back then, but there were some people funding those activities and doing the same thing. They just didn't have social media. So really there's nothing new under the sun. It's just now just much more advertised. So we're just going to continue to be diligent and pray to keep our peace that we may continue to move forward. But it's wild out here. So besides the anniversary of the last couple of weeks, we have went to. Do we have enough? Yeah, we went to the May Day. We went to the May Day rally where celebrated.
We talked about
that. We talked about that. Celebrated workers. Yeah, we celebrated. Talked about that. So January the 2nd.
January?
I'm sorry, June 2nd. Back in January, June 2nd, in Washington D.C. At 9 o'clock, we'll be meeting at St. Mark's AME Church in Washington D.C. Just a few blocks from the Capitol building. There will be a More Monday at 11 o'clock. Steps of the Supreme Court and walk over to the Capitol building, where they will have another list of demands. It is time to, when we can sandwich in between the arresting of faith leaders who all they went to do was to bow their heads and pray in the rotunda. For a second week, 4 faith leaders were arrested. when I don't know how long ago it was, but someone had a almost full blown service in the rotunda, and Lauren Boebert was there and celebrated, and some others were there to enjoy that. So clearly, they don't mind you having religious celebrations for celebrating your religiosity, if that's the word I can make up, in the Capitol building, in the rotunda, unless you're praying for justice and praying for equality and praying against these egregious policies that are being created. So, sandwiched in the middle of clergy being arrested for praying, we decided in this nation to have a National Day of Prayer. It's kind of hypocritical that you can have a National Day of Prayer, but you can't celebrate people praying in the rotunda. So this is the world we kind of live in now, and this is what we have to draw this attention to. So hopefully the More Mondays in DC, they're going to lead to some local More Mondays in your areas, and we're looking for all faith leaders that are want to come out, moral leaders, and just anyone who wants to stand against budgets or a moral document. Budgets really show where their heart is, and this administration has decided they want to take billions of dollars cuts in taxes, and make sure that that goes toward the billionaire class, and take money away from social programs, SNAP, food stamps, Medicaid, Social Security, daycare, a lot of those programs that people need in their everyday life. And so essentially, they want to, taxes fund this country. People pay taxes, and that's how the government spends money to fix roads, cover public school costs, fund Medicaid, social programs, those types of things. And so they want to take that money and cut those taxes from billionaires, people who have more money that they know what to do with, and cut that to where they pay less taxes almost than what you and I would pay. And definitely on the percentage scale, much less. And to do that, you have to cut programs or cut spending because you're going to cut those taxes. So the programs they decided were, again, those social network programs, but they continue to want to raise the military budget by billions of dollars, when if we just cut a third out of our military budget, just 1/3 out of our military budget, we would still spend more on our military than Russia, China, Germany, Japan combined, Iran combined. You can take all of theirs and add them up, and we still spend more on our military than they do combined. That's if we cut a third out of it, we would still do that. So there's plenty of money to go around, but the narrative is, we need all of this military, we need all of this funding for this military, and we've got enough nuclear bombs to blow the world up like 10 times. I don't think it would last 10 times, but so that is what we are dealing with, but not only on the federal level. That is what is happening in North Carolina. The General Assembly is following the same playbook that they are doing in DC. So they are trying to, again, cut taxes for corporations. And then, the federal budget is also cutting for corporations. So they want to cut taxes for corporations. They want to cut taxes for rich millionaires. They want to spend money on vouchers for private schools. And again, they want to cut programs in North Carolina. SNAP, food stamps, Head Start, they're trying to, just really gut that program. And they're really trying to gut and really um, starve public education and all of these public programs is what they're trying to do by not funding them. So we know that, hurts 80-90% of North Carolinians and people across this nation. So the Moral Mondays is just one avenue of advocacy, one avenue of making noise, one avenue of protest that we participate in. So find somewhere where you can agitate, somewhere you can be a thorn in someone's side making these policies. Call a legislator, call your legislator, call someone who's making these rules and let them know that you will not, as a constituent of theirs, stand for this. So it's where we've been and kind of what's going to be moving on the next couple months. They're passing these budgets in hearing committees, and this budget they're trying to pass. They're trying to lock this budget in for 10 years. 10 years, this budget will be this egregious budget. So, and once it gets passed, it'll be very, very difficult to go back and make changes. Some of the things that they're not even able to do now is because laws that were passed, Congress already has laws passed, and there's congressional legislation of how money is supposed to be spent. Well, you can't just go in and change things that are already been put in place. Not supposed to. This administration is trying to push all the envelopes.
They do what they want to do.
Yeah, they're trying to do what they want to do.
They got a who gonna check me boo attitude. Who gonna check me boo?
Yeah.
So they do it.
Yes. But it's time, silent is no longer an option. And so we do see some organizations. We see NAACP trying to make a little noise. We see some attorneys groups that are gathering together. We've actually seen some universities that are gathering together. So there are some groups that are coming together to unite, to come together as a fusion coalition. We can kind of see universities that are going to stand, that have money and authority, money and resources, and have a little power. They're going to come together and band to support one another. So when they try to start snatching federal funding away from schools that are trying to be told how they can run their programs, that they're going to support one another. So just as they are coming together, just as some of the attorneys are coming together to say, because there was multiple attorney groups, multiple high-profile law firms that gathered together that said that they would do millions and billions of dollars worth of pro bono work for this administration to make sure that their agenda was passed and their agenda was would be able to do what it wanted to do. So now there's some law firms that are standing up against they want to do this. So we're seeing a little resistance. We're not seeing enough. We're seeing some, and it's got to continue. It's just got to, or it's going to get to a point where it's irreversible. And that's really their plan. They really want to destroy this democracy so much and put it into shambles so much that if anyone does get control back over to try to make changes, there won't hardly be anything left to.
So we hope that the people that are tuned into this station are really concerned about this.
Yes.
We don't want to give you like this whole long drawn out scenario. It's bad. They're doing things that they should not be able to do. And we're coming together in DC to say we won't be silent anymore. Period.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right.
What's next on the agenda?
Hard pivot. The Diddy trial.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go from worst to worst.
So I will say I'm not following the Diddy trial. I am just getting like highlights. I know the horrible things that they have been talking about since, I don't know, the summer last year. We were talking about it. But today I was listening to the radio, and the DJ, they still call him that, the DJ on the radio was asking people, he wasn't specifically, he didn't specifically say Diddy, but if a person that you enjoy their music and they have been in the spotlight, accused of these horrible things, do you continue to listen to the music? And so, of course, this is goes back to when R. Kelly was the first for me. I was a diehard R. Kelly fan, and personally, I stopped listening to the music. But it was it's interesting to hear the majority of the people calling in to this particular radio station. Of course, it was radio stations that was playing the music I like, urban music. And the majority of them said they would not stop listening to the music. And then there were even a couple of calls that came in that kind of poking fun at Cassie, the victim, about her music career and what she was supposed to do. So it was just that same, just reminded me that attitude is why we are where we are, because people cannot do not have empathy for things that has not happened to them. So if you haven't been in an abusive relationship, if you haven't been in a toxic relationship, then you probably can't understand, why Cassie has acted the way she's acted. And of course, this all allegedly, reportedly, Diddy hasn't been convicted of anything, but we've seen the video, right? We've seen the video. And so because people are not able to have empathy for people who are not them, who's not in their group. That's kind of how we ended up having to go to DC. It's the same thing. So just kind of, if anybody's on here, are we still listening to Diddy? Did we cancel him? And honestly, I didn't know. Maybe there was one song of Cassie's that I knew. I didn't know she was an artist. But apparently she had a 10 album record deal with Bad Boy. Who writing 10 albums? 10 albums in the 90s. So I don't know. I don't know if that is part of, and again, I'm not following it, so I'm not getting details. Of course, I hear the horrendous stuff, but yeah. Who's following the trial? Who
y'all still listening?
Is going to continue to listen to not just the Diddy music. I mean, I can only think of R. Kelly, people who do horrible things that I know of their music. I'm getting old. That's not a whole lot. Like Al Green, Ike Turner, James Brown. They were doing terrible things. Did we stop listening to the music? I don't know.
And I know I need to know. I'm gonna ask this question. Who married Sam Cooke's wife? And he's the same.
Bobby Womack?
Yes. So Bobby Womack. Ooh, I've heard some things about Bobby Womack. I have to stop listening to Bobby Womack too.
She didn't trust him so much. Hey.
Think he's lonely now? What did Bobby say?
He did.
Wait until tonight, girl.
That was Bobby.
Yeah.
So is it now that it's social media? It's like social media is here, so we're getting more information. But I just want to just go back to the empathy part. Like, can we feel empathy for people? Like right now, they're rounding up people on the streets, sending them to other countries. And right now, today, the Supreme Court is hearing arguments about if the 14th Amendment is valid. Black people, come close.
Come close.
Black people, come close. The 14th Amendment is what made Black people citizens in this country. People our ancestors who they never really wanted here, who they never saw as human, who they never treated humanely. The 14th Amendment is what said they are citizens. So right now, with this whole birthright citizenship that he thinks he can write an executive order and get rid of, he coming for everybody.
Everybody.
He's coming for they only want white. That's why they went over to South Africa and brought those South Africans from apartheid South Africa because they were being harmed.
They were being discriminated.
Oh my gosh. They were being, I don't know, wiped out. Was bombs dropping? Like we still have that going on right now in Palestine. We have that going on right now in Sudan. Like that's going on
Somalia, the Congo.
across the country. But we went, so I just need people to understand. We gotta wake up. Like I need you, that project 2025, they are what 110, 15 days in, and they have been able to implement most of the things that they had in that manifesto.
Yep.
They're not gonna stop.
They're not gonna stop.
But the Supreme Court is right now hearing the 14th Amendment argument, which is bonkers to me. Like it's in the Constitution. You would think that it has been decided. Why is the Supreme Court hearing whether or not he can do an executive order to rescind birthright citizenship?
And you can't.
And then I don't know then who, only the indigenous people are going to be able to stay here.
But they think they're indigenous.
But they don't. They think that that no rules apply to them. That's what they think.
Yeah.
And so far, it's proven to be true.
Yeah, no rules
This
are really
man
applying.
just said, why can't I accept a gift from Qatar, a $400 million? Why can't I accept that? And I work for the government, and I know I can't receive a $25 gift certificate to Starbucks. I can't do that. You work for the government too. What do you do?
We can't get nothing.
Nothing.
We can't do anything.
But we might be able to if Donald Trump gets that plane.
Oh, if he get that plane,
then he gonna say, that's a stupid rule. That's stupid.
I'm finna tell everybody how to pay. I'm gonna tell all the vendors.
Let's not do that.
It's open season.
I mean, he write an executive order. That is
I mean,
not,
if y'all
that's
president
not,
can get a darn airplane, I know I can get a dinner.
can't even get that. Like, we are not allowed to accept
Any
gifts at all.
gifts.
So,
yeah.
So anyway, I don't know how we go from the Diddy trial to the 14th Amendment, but hey, we got there.
And it was funny.
Y'all better pay attention.
Because now there's a video, of course, that has surfaced. And they just continue to make a mockery of this whole entire administration. There's a video that has now surfaced that in 2017, when he was president then,
yeah, he called them funders of terrorism.
He called them terrorists.
Yeah.
The same person now that he says is so nice and giving him a plane, he said they were terrorists. And they were working with Al-Qaeda. They were funding Al-Qaeda. They were working with terrorists, and we can't have that. And so now when you want to give me a plane, you know what? Maybe you're not so bad. Maybe you're not so bad. And
he's also like taking pictures, smiling with the person who we're pretty sure kidnapped an American journalist. Y'all remember Khashoggi? Y'all remember that name? It was in the news for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He kidnapped that man and killed him.
Allegedly, reportedly.
But so now our president, y'all's president, is over there taking pictures with these people, like
they business. Yep. So yeah, this is the world we currently live in. And it's
and so when Wayne says find y'all something to do, let's find us something to do.
For real. I mean, it's gotta be,
we gotta do something.
Yeah, and it's really and learn how to manage and function through all of this too. So it's not easy. And when you have the what's that fool name? Secretary of Health? What's the title?
JRFK.
Yeah, what's the title?
He's the Director of Health and Human Services.
He's not the Surgeon General.
No.
Okay.
he probably would be appointed though. But they just appointed.
Yeah, they appointed some later. But so when you are the Director of Health
and Human
Services for the entire United States,
for the country,
for the whole country, all 50 states, and the District of Columbia, all of them, Coach. And you say in a Senate hearing, y'all probably shouldn't be taking medical advice from me. And really, you shouldn't be following my advice on vaccines. But then you turn around and say you shouldn't take vaccine. That's the only true statement that we should not be taking medical advice from him. Yeah,
we should not care what he has to say about vaccine because he should not be the Director of Health and Human Services. But unfortunately, he is.
Yeah,
because clearly you don't have to be qualified to do anything in this administration.
He is definitely a DEI,
WEI hire.
a WDI hire. Yeah,
He a WEI hire.
definitely. That's who.
Entitled and incompetent.
Definitely. Yeah. You don't say that. I mean, what? That's just ridiculous. That ought to be there.
I mean, but when the head is foolish, everything is foolish.
That's true. That's very true.
And that's I think our problem. We keep trying to make sense out of everything, and nothing makes sense.
Nothing makes sense.
So there's no reason to keep trying to be logical. We are in an illogical period of time right now.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to try to make anything make sense because nothing does.
Definitely.
What's happening in the chat? Anything?
So a lot of happy anniversaries. Thank you everyone for all of the happy anniversaries. Nobody's requested any cash app signs yet. So man,
Somebody fund this trip.
nobody's funding this. Nobody's asked for that. But thanks for all of
the more we travel, the darker it gets, the worse our light is.
Yeah.
Turn on the light.
Turn all the lights on. Turn all the lights on. But yeah, so I appreciate
our flashlight. This way.
So.
Oh, and plug it up. Is your phone plugged up?
Yeah, but I can take it off. So you're in the middle of again, this just being live, making all the changes. Normally we would have producers.
There we go.
We would have producers. Now we're like a scary movie.
The Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
And that bright light is shining in my eyes while I'm driving, so that may not work. Put that the camera. Is that good?
No, that don't work. So yeah, now we look like a scary movie.
Yeah,
Producers, we didn't fund the producers to come to on the show. So all of those that are working behind the scenes, normally on these evenings, we left them at home.
No, we brought them.
Oh yeah, we brought everyone.
we brought
the whole staff. So what's happening in everyone else's world? How are y'all?
Oh, we didn't talk about Sinners.
Oh yeah.
Has anybody gone to see the movie Sinners? We did go see the movie Sinners. I thought it was a good movie. I have not delved into all of the conversations, the groups that are talking about all the hidden whatever. I watched it. I thought it was a good movie. I did come away with an underlying issue is that everybody ain't invited. Some people are culture vultures. They just want to come in and take from us. We drive the culture. so and because we are who we are, we're always inviting them in, and then we're shocked when they
act like they
eat our neck. When they eat our neck,
yep,
we shocked. So
yeah,
anybody else go see Sinners?
Yeah, anybody put in a chat, how did you like it? Did you want to go see it again?
Anybody of it's demonic, so I ain't going? Put that in the chat. Let's talk about that too. It's a portal for demons.
Oh yeah, there was some reports of people getting up testifying in the middle of the movie saying,
just don't come to the movie. Just don't go.
Yeah, y'all shouldn't be watching this. It's witchcraft and all of those things. So did anybody experience any of that at the movies?
And I want to talk about, so when we talk about culture and we talk about us not being real citizens, like you had to add something to the Constitution to make us citizens just because of the color of our skin. Like when we talk about those things, like you have to be careful, like where you get your information from about what's evil and what's bad. Like the cultures that we brought with us from the motherland, they call it witchcraft. It was how people were healed. It was the herbs. It was whatever. So yeah, they did talk about, and I think they might have even called it roots.
Yeah.
Did they call it roots in the movie? They might even called it that.
Oh,
what Annie was doing. And the little satchel that she gave.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
But it's evil because who said it was?
Yeah.
Who taught you to hate yourself? Max's birthday is coming up Monday. So, in the words of Malcolm, who taught you to hate everything that you were?
Because
They call
somebody
it
did.
evil.
Yeah, somebody did.
Because people didn't understand it. Remember when they banned the drums?
Yeah.
Because they thought we were having private messages.
They banned
Like,
everything.
It's always been. Remember when 2 or 3 could not gather together? Remember that?
Yep. And so that kind of goes back to the movie A Sense.
I'm for real. Need
Oh.
you to turn off the light. I think.
Oh, this flashlight?
Yeah.
Oh, I can
Is
do
it?
that.
I don't know.
I can do that.
It's shining bright like a diamond.
Shine, yeah.
I need to be able to see police lights. Make sure
Oh,
it ain't.
yeah. We definitely want to be able to see them. But yeah, kind of goes back to the Sinners movie, where there's always groups that are the vultures of trying to destroy all thriving culture. And that's kind of their mission. And anything that threatens them, they seek to destroy
Is
and
there,
minimize.
is there anybody on there that said they saw it? Is there any?
I don't think so. Nobody has
Nobody went to see
responded
Sinners?
to say anything that they saw. Have seen the movie Sinners. But yeah, so anything that threatens their being, threatens um, their motives, what they're trying to do, they want to destroy it, and they are not satisfied until it is destroyed and it follows what they want to do. So yeah, those
And can I just say, for if you haven't seen the movie, there was, bruh.
so yeah,
Is that your phone ringing?
No,
Because
that's
my
your
phone don't ring like that.
that's your phone.
Okay,
It's every phone.
all right.
It's all of them, Coach.
Yes, everything is ringing. What is happening?
I don't know. You said, what was you saying?
Oh, I would say in the movie also there was this Asian couple. This was 1932 Mississippi where things were separated. So in 1932, there's an Asian couple who has 2 stores, one for the blacks, one for the whites. So the Asians are able to make money selling to everybody,
Mm-hmm.
but they were never for our liberation. And so now when you walk into these beauty supply stores, it's the same. I feel the same. Again, that's just me. This is kind of what I took for the movie. Again, if you saw the movie, let me know what you see.
So nobody.
What did you bring away from it?
So I can, yeah. Got some more anniversary shout outs.
Thank you, thank you, thank
So
you.
thank you.
We're on
Thank
the
you.
road. We're on the road for
We're
our
on-
anniversary.
We're on the road celebrating anniversary, on the road traveling, running away, but we come back. But yeah, no comments about the movie. But yeah, so it's the conditioning of that mindset, like you said. And I shared before about the conversation that on one of the shows someone had about the when the president claimed that women's sports were under attack, um, and signed his little executive order, and there was really more people standing behind him while he was signing the executive order that are trying to play transgender people trying to get into other people's sports. And there was a call that someone called in that was discussing it, and they really wanted to be supportive. They really wanted to be an advocate, but at the end they said, "At what price? At what price do we allow things to happen?" And when you can get that mindset, that fear and that mindset of the otherisms.
Yeah.
Just kind of like you said, when you get that mindset of not when it doesn't happen to you, when it doesn't hit your doorstep, when it doesn't bother you, you're not concerned about it. It's how we get to where we are. It's that same. It's that same. It's the same conditioning that can have people feel sympathy when you see 59 non-melanated people get off a plane from a country that's just someone said they were being discriminated against, and you can we are conditioned to feel, just from the look of those people, to feel sympathy that they need support and they need to be here, and why would not we help them? Why would we not help them?
And then juxtapose that to people coming from Haiti and people on horses whipping them.
Yes. Yeah, when you have people on horses at the border, yes. That you can vilify, dehumanize people by the color of their skin. When the only people who seem to be a threat to this country are people that come from the south of our border. Because if you come from the east, you come from the west, if you come from the north of this border and you have no melanin, then you are fine. Because if you can have the same narrative that says we don't have room, and because the immigrants are here, that's why food prices are high, that's why housing is what it is, why we have all these economic problems because of immigrants, then how do we have room for the ones you bring? How do you condition people to say they don't have an impact? They don't have an impact.
Rid of waste. If we're getting rid of waste, we cut waste. Like where's the money coming from? What we gonna do? What we doing?
Yeah.
Are they going to a prison like El Salvador?
Yeah.
Are they going to these holding centers like we had during his first term? Where they going?
Yep. And how you can convince 70 million people that just because they look different, and that everyone that comes from, again, south of the border, that comes with melanin, are drug dealers, rapists, criminals. They're insane, come from insane asylums. But again, when you come from the east, the west, and the north, and you have no melanin, then you come here just pure as the driven snow, and you need help, and you need support. How do you convince people of that? Of that to have those different mindsets. So it is what it is.
I guess you don't.
Yeah.
People at this point, it's a cult.
It is.
There's no way around it.
Yeah. And
I'm not even splicing words. It's a cult.
It is. Yeah. And it'll have you looking at everybody that you walk past side eyes, thinking,
Yep.
Where you stand? Where you at on this journey?
Yep. And that's another thing. I think Target is feeling the brunt of, Black people who spend $1.5 trillion to run this country's economy. Like, that's more than the GDP of Russia.
Yep.
When we are mindful about where we spend our dollars, you see things like Target is hurting right now.
Yeah.
And all of us ain't quick going to Target.
Everybody ain't quick. There's been enough.
And it's never going to be all of us. It's never going to be all of us. It's going to always be some. Everybody didn't participate in everything during the civil rights era. So it's never going to be 100% of us. It just needs to be enough of us.
Yep. Yeah. Do what you can. But that ought to show.
And you can stop shopping at Target now.
Yeah.
Now. You can stop.
Yeah. But that ought to show that there is some strength that when people are willing to come together, that they can make a difference.
Yeah.
It can make a difference.
All right. Well, our lighting is bad. We can end a little early if you want. You want to start disembarking?
There's blue lights, but they're not for us.
Not for us.
thank goodness we're in this traffic and they're working on the road. I don't even know where 95 is on one lane. First time we've been under 70 and probably since we left.
Hey.
But I'm not saying, I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Doing the speed limit.
Just saying what I'm saying. I'm saying she's keeping up with traffic.
That's
Keeping
all.
up with traffic. So, and I've been kind of distracted over here trying to run things. So I don't know if we've been in the lane, out the lane, know how fast we've been going. I don't know,
but what you do know is that I'm a great driver. That's what you do know.
Self-pro.
So don't even worry about it.
You're a good driver. You're a good driver.
What you do know is that I am excellent over here.
That's going to fuck.
Excellent.
You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. So we're going to move into our disembarkations. Again, thanks everyone for the anniversary shout outs. We're probably going to have some more get-togethers, so we'll invite everyone to those. For those who got on a little late, we're traveling, celebrating this anniversary. But we celebrate this anniversary every day, all year. Every day. So this is the day that it's the date that's on our marriage license, on our wedding certificate, whatever, down at the register of deeds. But hey, the way things are going now, they try to roll back Virginia versus Loving. Who knows? A couple years from now, we may not be married.
This marriage ain't even valid.
It ain't even valid no more.
Executive order by executive
by
order.
executive order. So yeah.
And this is why you can't be lulled to sleep, because you think things are not happening to you. Because everything that they do to everybody is to you. It's coming.
Yeah. Yep. Tall people, short people. I mean, what if they decide, hey, we're gonna cut out obesity. We're gonna take all the fat people and send them to another country. They're gonna round us all up.
Especially with this health director we got.
This health director we got who said don't take no advice from him. So, who knows? Again, let's be diligent. Let's be diligent. Okay. Have your parting words as we.
I always go first. Is there a reason why I always go first?
Ladies first.
Well, that was good light. That was good lighting for a minute. Should just stay right there in the construction zone.
Yeah, let's just stop.
Just stop traffic right there in the construction zone. I would just say, just be, and I think I always say that in some form, I always say, look out for your neighbor. Be kind to people. Be aware of what's going on. And again, I'm not saying watch every minute of news, because I'm not watching a lot of news, but be aware of what's going on. And find out what you can do where you live, your community, your street, your house. Start there. But just know that we are community, and what is happening to one of us is happening to all of us. Even if you have these thoughts that the immigrants shouldn't be here, just know the definition of immigrant is changing every day, because the 14th Amendment is on the line. So guess who an immigrant? Everybody except Wayne, white men with blue eyes,
straight white men,
and heterosexual and Christian. Wayne check all the boxes.
I'm not that Christian.
You check all the boxes. So they get to define who an immigrant is. And there are no rules. Just know right now there are no rules. So be kind. Be aware. Be careful. Be vigilant. Be active.
Be best.
There you go.
You got a lot of good ones here. You got a lot of good ones.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So yeah, definitely all of that. And I do want to share just quick. So find, and you mentioned it, correct information. Just real quickly. We were having a conversation at work today, and somehow the comment of HIV came up. I don't even know what we're talking about. So I just mentioned the statistic from 14 to 24 in Wake County.
In Wake County.
Could fill up the PNC arena with 7,000 people on the outside.
Yeah.
And somebody just made a comment about how it can be transmitted that was totally false.
Wow.
Totally false.
In 2025.
In 2025, totally false. They were just like, yeah, you sit on the toilet and get it.
Oh my God.
I was like, bro, no, you can't. They said, yes, you can. I was like, no, you cannot.
If that's what your friend told you.
I said, no, you cannot. And so even in that conversation, misinformation, this is how misinformation goes.
Yeah.
And so it just doesn't stop with that information. It's everything with that's going on now. So, we always say find a place, find a space, and we want to be one of those spaces where, you can get factual information. And I'll continue to say, Sirius XM, Channel 126, Michael Harriet, Country Band Camp, Roland Martin, Unfiltered, Roland Martin Live. These are places.
And something, I just want to, on Sirius XM, if you don't have Sirius XM, those hosts on Sirius XM, they have YouTube channels.
Yes.
Like, subscribe,
and
share their YouTube. Clay Kane, Karen Hunter, Lurie,
Daniel Favors,
Reese Colbert,
Reese
Black
Colbert,
Woman Views,
Lamont King, Dr. Greg Carr. There are people out there again. Michael Harriet,
Dr. Omi Congo.
Dr. Omi Congo.
First name.
I'm not sure, but there are people. But once you get in those algorithms, you will continue to get those. And as Kelly said, they put them on YouTube. They put them on, so you can go to YouTube and watch clips of those.
And don't think that's the whole story either. What we're talking about, misinformation.
Yeah. But find factual information, because this is another reason why we're where we're at, is because misinformation and disinformation. That is a whole mission. So find that information. Again, self-care is needed. Make sure you find some people that you can vent to, some people that you can talk to, some people some safe spaces. And I went to a training, and I'm doing this past week. And at the beginning, the lady said, what goes on in here, what's said in here stays in here, but what's learned in here goes everywhere. And I just thought that was just good. Find you some spaces to where you can feel safe to share your concerns, share your mental ability, whatever you're dealing with, emotional, whatever that you have, some people that you can do that with. Find those spaces. So thanks everyone again for all of the anniversary shout outs. Appreciate it as we continue down this journey. Thank you again for 32
Thank you, honey.
years. Looking for 32 plus 32 more.
Wow.
Yeah. I want 75 or 100.
All right.
Yeah.
We won't even know who each other is, but we'll be right there not knowing together.
That's right. We'll be not knowing together.
The great-grandchildren will tell us.
Yep, the great-grandchildren. So, all right. So everybody enjoy until we meet again on our next voyage. Be safe, as Kelly said. Be happy, be joyful, and
be active.
Be active. We don't have any music, so we're just going to say we out.
Good night.
Good night.